Beginning a routine assignment. I had been sent to the outer colonies on what was supposed to be a routine inspection mission. The outpost, tucked on the edge of the Eridani belt, was small, sparsely populated, and notoriously dull. Reports had mentioned unusual energy readings, but I assumed it was a glitch in the sensors, nothing worth concern. When I arrived, the outpost was quieter than expected. Most of the personnel were engaged in routine tasks, moving from one module to another, humming monotonous routines. That's when I noticed her. She was sweeping the concourse near the docking bay, her form seemingly ordinary, clad in a loose hoodie and simple utility trousers. I didn't think much of it at first. She appeared to be just another alien worker assigned to maintenance. Her movements were smooth, methodical, but I noticed a certain grace that was unusual for someone doing menial labor. I approached, notebook in hand. "Hey, you wouldn't happen to know anything about these energy readings, would you?" I asked casually. She looked up, eyes meeting mine, and for a brief second, I thought I saw a flicker of amusement. "I clean corridors," she replied simply, voice calm, almost melodic. "I'm not involved in monitoring energy levels." I nodded, dismissing her. Clearly, she was just a worker. Nothing extraordinary. The hoodie comes off. The next few hours were uneventful until I needed to access the maintenance logs in the upper deck. The access panel was high, and I struggled to reach it. She appeared beside me silently, her presence almost imperceptible until she extended a hand. "Here," she said, and in a fluid motion, pushed the panel open. Her hand lingered on the console, and sparks of light danced across her fingers. I frowned. That wasn't normal. "You do this often?" I asked, leaning closer. She shook her head, almost shyly. Then, with a sudden motion, she pulled off her hoodie. Everything changed. The layers of casual clothing fell away to reveal a sleek suit of iridescent material that clung perfectly to her form, reflecting light in a spectrum of colors. Her eyes glowed faintly, and subtle symbols pulsed along the fabric of her suit. She wasn't just a worker, she was a guardian, a protector, someone trained for something far beyond what I could imagine. I stumbled back, unsure how to process it. What are you?" She smiled faintly. "You could say I'm here to ensure the balance of this outpost remains intact." I stared, realizing I had completely underestimated her. She moved with precision, her hands manipulating the controls with a speed and accuracy I hadn't believed possible. Sparks of energy flickered from the suit, interfacing seamlessly with the station's systems. "You've been hiding this?" I asked. "Not hiding," she said. "Observing. Waiting. Not all knowledge is safe to reveal immediately. The trial, unexpected threats." The alarm suddenly blared. Red lights bathed the corridor in urgent crimson. "Unauthorized access detected," a monotone voice warned. Before I could react, she moved. With a swift motion, the symbols on her suit glowed brighter. A protective energy shield materialized around us, shimmering like liquid light. I stumbled backward in shock. "Who are they?" I shouted. "They are not friendly," she replied calmly, scanning the corridor. "They came for the outpost, not for you. But if we fail, everyone here will be at risk." I had no choice but to follow her lead. My heart pounded as she navigated the corridors with uncanny precision. Each step she took, the suit responded, interacting with the outpost systems, locking doors, diverting power, and even generating low-level force fields to block incoming drones. I tried to help, but it was clear I was useless compared to her. Yet, I couldn't help but feel awe and something else: admiration, respect, and a growing trust. Climax: facing the enemy. We reached the central control hub. Outside the reinforced glass, a small fleet of hostile drones hovered, their energy weapons charging. "We need to contain them before they breach the core," she said, turning to face me. "Contain them? How?" I asked, panic creeping into my voice. She touched the console, and the symbols on her suit flared brighter. Energy surged outward, connecting with the outpost systems. Lights flashed, barriers rose, and the drones hesitated, their movements erratic. "You can help," she said, placing my hands on the console. "Focus. Let the system respond to you." I hesitated, fear clawing at me. But then I felt it: a pulse, a rhythm, an energy that resonated with something deep inside me. I focused, letting my instinct guide me. The force spread outward, strengthening the shields and redirecting energy beams back at the drones. They faltered, sparks flying from their hulls. One by one, they retreated, unable to withstand the combined energy of the outpost and her suit. The corridor fell silent, save for our labored breathing. "You did well," she said softly, removing her hands from mine. "Many who are unprepared cannot handle this." I could only nod, still trying to process what had just happened. I had underestimated her and nearly paid the price. Ending: a new perspective. After the threat was neutralized, we walked back through the corridors. I glanced at her, truly seeing her for the first time. She was more than a worker, more than an observer. She was a guardian, a protector, a force capable of incredible feats. "I should have known," I admitted. "There was something about you I didn't notice." She smiled faintly. "Appearances are often misleading. Judgment comes from understanding, not assumptions." We reached the docking bay. I realized that my mission, once mundane and routine, had turned into something extraordinary. I had learned a lesson I wouldn't forget: never underestimate someone based on appearances, and never assume you know the limits of others. She pulled her hoodie back over her suit, blending once more into the ordinary crowd of workers. But I knew the truth. I would never see her, or anyone, the same way again. As I prepared to leave the outpost, I glanced back at her, standing quietly in the shadows. The hidden power beneath the hoodie had revealed itself not just to me, but to the universe. And somewhere deep inside, I knew our paths would cross again. Sometimes, the most unassuming individuals carry the greatest secrets, and the smallest revelations can change everything. I had learned that lesson, and I would carry it with me across the stars.